Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Michigan here with another replay for you. And probably not what you were expecting, might have been based off of the thumbnail, but I'm going to do a quick review of the Martian game mode and kind of show my best game I've had so far. So for those who aren't aware, there is a Martian game mode here. You get to play on Mars in this cool little dinky tank looking thing. They actually have a name for it. It's like the Czech B00 something or other. And you get to knock people off and collect points. So right off the bat, I'm going to catch somebody who's a little lacking there, but somebody else is going to come in to grab me. So we're going to get off to an okay start. No knockouts yet. So in this game mode, you have your regular gun, which actually has a pretty terrible reload there. You can see 12 seconds. And when you hit somebody with that gun, we call it the impulse cannon, you get 5 points. Now, when you ram somebody, you also get 5 points. And that's not really where you get your points. So you can see me there trying to just shoot next to the ground. If you knock somebody into the lava, as I'm about to get knocked into, you get 50 points. And if you sit in this orange circle thing, which will pop up later, you get between 5 and 20 points depending. So you can see there it says preparing to scan object. So looking, I actually get a nice shot on him, and you can see that dot there. So when you get into that little circle, it's going to give you a lot of extra points. Now you can see I've got a 1 and 2 key here. The 2 key, you can see I've just activated, gives me a shield. Now for 2 seconds, people can't move me. The rocket booster, for about a half of a second, I get, well, a rocket boost. So you can see me actually getting in there and managing to knock somebody off somehow. I think I just got lucky there. But I'm going to get knocked in a bell. You can see elimination there for 50. Now, if you look on the top left of your screen, you can see everybody's points. So I'm at the top currently at 345, and you can see somebody, he's just getting started there with 25. But no worries, there's plenty of time to catch up. If you look where I'm headed right now, you can see that there is a power-up that you can get. Now, there's 3 power-ups in this game. There's the one I'm about to get. There is a one where you can create like a tornado, and then there is one where you get an auto cannon. So this one, it creates a ring around you and it actually pushes people out. So this is great for going into that yellow booster thing. Now I'm not going to do a great job here because everybody's activating their 2 key, which gives them the little shield, so I'm actually not going to get anything out of this. Now the auto cannon one, when you activate it, it gives you 3 rounds with 1.7 seconds in between, and what it'll do is if you connect with a vehicle, you shoot near it, it's going to fling them pretty far, much further than with the regular auto cannon. The tornado one, if you drop it, it'll create a vortex where it'll give you about 5 seconds to get out of it, and if you don't get out of it, then it will throw you up into the air, you'll bang into everybody else who's up there, and you might get thrown. You'll get thrown out eventually. You might land in the lava. You might not. You might get thrown out of the map. So one of the tactics I'm using here is I like to save my boosters for when it scans. Unfortunately, I was unable to get the booster there, so instead I'm going to head over to the scan zone. I'm not really paying attention right now. I'm actually just trying to kick people off, and I didn't even notice at this point. So you can see, always go for the orange chunk. What I personally like to do, my favorite strategy, is to get my rocket booster up. I rocket myself in, and then I will press my 2 key. And I was a little late there. But I'm going to get somebody knocked out. Trying to knock somebody else off. You got to be careful because you might knock somebody else out. And I was afraid of getting shot, so I'm going to activate my 2 key there. Now, it's worth noting that when you activate your 2 key, that you can reorient your tank. So oftentimes, if you get shot off, you can press the 2 key right when you're by the edge, reorient yourself, and then as soon as that shield expires, you activate the rocket booster and you can get yourself out of that situation. So I got a couple of kills there. I'm still sitting at the top at 710, but sometimes when you get bounced around like that, you don't know where you're going to end up. And you can see here is the tornado. So I'm actually caught into it with one other person. Oftentimes it's a bunch of people here. There you go. You can see I'm getting a couple of points, and I'm going to get launched out. Luckily, I landed over the lava pool. Now, the best way to handle that if you get stuck into it is to watch where you're about to land, predict your trajectory, and then decide, do I need to use my rocket booster? You can wait until your tank orients itself while falling away from a lava pool, and then activate your rocket booster. Likewise, if you land near an edge, as soon as you hit the ground, activate that 2 key, and it will slow your tank down drastically. So those are the 2 ways I recommend dealing with that tornado thing. Now, let's talk about the booster that I had before. It pushes me away, however, there is a way to kind of defeat it. And that way is to shoot the people with that boost. Now here you're going to see I have the tornado, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually flying over here. I'm going to activate it inside of the boost, and what that's going to do is it's going to get everybody out of here. We're all going to bang it. Everybody will get lots of points, and I'm actually going to get some scanning points too, I believe, here. And luckily I got a good spot I landed in. I'm going to drive in here, and now this is the final scanning. So with the last minute, you get this final scan, which I'm sure you saw pop up earlier. And this final scan lasts for all 60 seconds, and it'll give you, I believe it says you can see 6 points, 10 points, not exactly sure how many you get. It may have to do with how close you are in the middle. I'm still figuring that out, but as long as you're in it, you're going to get points. So, we got 15 seconds left. You can see I activate my booster there. Now, when you activate the 2 key, people will bounce off of you, and they also can't shoot you. So that's great to activate in here, because it kicks everybody out. And looking to get to 1400, not going to quite get it. And the game is going to be over. Mission completed. So, that is a brief review of how to play the game out, along with an example of how I play it. Big takeaways. Make sure that you're using those 1 and 2 keys that you have effectively. They do have cooldowns. And make sure you're always going for the boosters if possible. But more importantly, get inside of those yellow circles. That is the key to success here. It's a fairly short event. So, probably should have put this video out earlier, but might be helpful to some people still. So, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.